Hello everyone, it is nice to be here to present our independent publisher Power Platform Connector work and thank you for the opportunity. So Sessionize is the smart way to manage a call for papers, speakers and agenda for your conference. So these connectors helps to connect with the Sessionize to get the conference related information about the speakers, their sessions and conference agenda. So this connector can be used with Power Apps, Power Automate and Logic apps. So myself, Smita Nachan, I'm a Microsoft MVP for Office Development category based in Pune, India. And I'm privileged to have this connector developed along with Nanddeep Nachan, who is also a Microsoft MVP for Office apps and services. So here are our social media handlers to get in touch with us for any later discussions. And with the availability of our Power Platform connector, we are now proudly on this badge of an independent publisher. And thank you PNP community for this recognition. So now talking about this specific Sessionize connector. So the Sessionize is a very well-known service used by various communities across the world to manage their conferences, speakers, and schedule. So this connector does not need any authentication. So once it is set up, this connector supports actions to get the list of sessions for your conference, get a list of speakers for your conference. So the reason why we have developed this connector is for our own use case. So as a part of community collaboration, we run a local user group called Pune Tech Community. As a part of our community initiative, we organize various events across the year. We open a call for speakers, invite the speakers to talk on diverse topics, build the agenda, and publish the free event for everyone to join. And a couple of things that we have to commonly perform as a part of our event organizing are share the conference agenda to the attendees by an email, app for conference speaker, which will help attendees to get the information on speakers and the topics they are presenting at the event. So let us explore both these use cases in a demo.
So just going into the demo, before we use the Sessionize connector, there are few prerequisites that we need to ensure at the Sessionize end. So let me just go into the Sessionize. So this is the Sessionize screen. Here we see the two spots, organizer and speaker. So for the sessions that you organize or for the conferences that you organize, just go into that conference and here you will be able to see all of the speakers, sessions and everything. One thing that we need to make sure to run this connector is that this once you go into the API part, make sure that you are pointing your APIs to use JSON format. By default, this one will be using embed style HTML so that you can embed your session as information into your website. But go ahead and then just change that to JSON. Once you do that, just click onto the get code and here you will be able to see all of those endpoints. For example, grid smart sessions and speakers. So we are going to use these two endpoints, session list and speaker list. All right. So now that let us see how we will be able to use this in a Power Apps app. Okay. So now that I'm into the Power Apps portal, I will just go ahead and create a blank app. And then I will just call it as a conference demo, click create. And then once we create, okay, so we'll just use this create gallery. And then in this create gallery, we will go ahead and use the data source of the Sessionize connector. All right, so you will be able to see that. Just search for that and this one will be here. So once we have got that, then in the items, we will go ahead and use that connector. So even if you keep typing Sessionize, you will be able to see all of the listing of methods we have available from there. So I will just go ahead and get these speakers. One thing that it needs is the ID of your session. So in that case, you will be able to take it again by going back to your API/embed, and this is the ID that we need to pick up. So just take this ID, pass it on to this method get speakers, and then we should be able to get all of the speakers information. So now that you can see that it is populating, only thing that we will have to use the data from that connector. So I will just go ahead and type this item dot profile picture to get the profile picture of the speakers, and then I will again type this item dot full name probably here to get the name of the speaker, and then again I will here um, change this one to this item dot tagline, so that we'll be able to see the tagline of the speaker. So now that we quickly have that information coming for all of the speakers that we have got, next thing what we will do is that again we will go ahead and add another grid here. So, or probably let me just quickly do one thing. Right, okay, so we will go ahead and try to add another thing here, or let me just do one thing for quick thing. I will just copy paste this grid as it is, or this gallery as it is. All right, and then what we want to do now is that whenever we will select the user or the speaker from the left hand side, we want to see all of the sessions from that particular user onto the right hand side. So for that, again, we have the other thing ready with us, which is get sessions. So we will go ahead and hit that endpoint. Instead of get speakers, I will just make it as a get sessions. Okay, so now that we should be able to get all of the sessions, but it is not just that we need to do some kind of an filtering so that we'll be able to get sessions specific to this particular user. So for that, we will make use of something called as a lookup. So lookup is a function which helps us to find the first record in the table that satisfies this formula. So we'll use that lookup and we will pass it on the information about the group name equal to all, because if you have a look at the schema which is generated by that, you will be able to see that all kind of a group name has got all of those sessions associated with that. So we'll get that, and then what we will do next is we will just filter it out everything based on the left hand side selection that we make for our speaker. So I will go ahead, and then in the left hand side we also have got a few of the IDs which we'll be able to use for the speaker. So I will just pick up that particular ID, and which is in the gallery of gallery one dot selected. It should give us the selected item, and then we will simply pick up the sessions that we have got from that speaker, and then the ID again. So this way, what it should do is it should be able to give us all of the result. Probably looks like I have made some mistake here. Let me just check it out quickly. This one is a lookup, get sessions, which is fine. All right, okay. If in case this doesn't work, looks like demo is not with me today. What I will do is probably I will just click on back and I will show you to that quickly. So I'm again back to my Power Apps, and then just here I already have created another demo to show it to you. Probably I will just switch to that particular environment and show that demo. All right, so looks like I don't have it here. Okay, but at least maybe luck is not my way today, but that is the way like all those events works. If I, for example, go to my events, we'll be able to see that, like, firstly we will have a lookup onto all of the sessions, and then we will filter out the sessions based on the user selection from the left. So let it load, and then I will be able to show it to you. All right, so it is loading. And then now that we have all of the sessions speakers onto the left hand side, as I make a selections onto the right hand side, you can see the same sessions which are being given by those users will be seen from here. So that was quickly like how we can use this Sessionize connector with Power Apps. Let me just also show you how we'll be able to use that in the Power Automate. So in the Power Automate, what we will do is we will go ahead and create one instant cloud flow. The idea behind this is now that we want to probably send the agenda to everyone who are our attendees, and then make them aware about these sessions. So I will just call it as a send agenda. quickly click on create here. And then in the new step, we will just call it as the Sessionize. We will again go ahead and choose the Sessionize. And then from here, we will get all the sessions. So we'll click on get sessions. To this, we will have to pass the ID of our Sessionize, which is this one. So we'll just pass it on, so that now that we'll have all of the sessions with us. Quickly, I will go and add the create HTML table, which is another activity that we have got. Now that we want to formulate all of the sessions that we have into the HTML table. So in the form, I will select all of those sessions. Now that we have all those sessions formulated into an HTML table, we'll go ahead, click on add an action. And then from here, we will simply send the emails to our attendees. So just to make it simple, I will just send it to myself, send me an email notification. In the subject line, I will just type agenda, and in the body, I will just pick up the output from the HTML table. And that's it. Let us save this and then run this. And then we should be able to receive the email. And in that email, there should be a formulated list of sessions that being run for that particular conference. So the use case here is that simply we'll be able to use this connector along with the Power Automate, so that we can send out the agenda to our attendees so that they can have a look at it. Okay, so this is the agenda that we have received here. Again, it is not the entirely formatted result in the table that we have got, but we can make those efforts and then make it a good looking table so that we can send that agenda to everyone, and then they will be able to see all of the sessions and the speakers. So that was a quick demo about how we can use the Sessionize connector in Power Apps as well as Power Automate. So thank you for giving us this opportunity, and here are our social media handlers. If you want to get in touch with us, discuss more about this, happy to have that conversation. Thank you. Back to you, David.
All right, Nanddeep, thank you and Smita both for providing that information today. Really cool how you're able to connect that in with very little effort using that connector. So well done.